Does this FBI document suggest that Nikola Tesla was an alien from Venus? The FBI has finally declassified its files on Nikola Tesla, but questions still remain. For more than half a century, incredible information about Nikola Tesla has been kept secret, and only recently the FBI declassified documents revealing this data, which indicates that a cult scientist was once brought to Earth from Venus. Tesla's mind was almost too great for the limitations of his time's technology. These things make it clear that Tesla was a remarkably intelligent man who was far ahead of his time. In fact, it's been said that by many that his inventions were between 300 and 1,000 years ahead of time. If it were not for Tesla's inventions, the world as we know it would be nearly half a century behind where we are today in terms of technological advancement. This has understandably led many to wonder about Tesla's origins. Was he even from this planet? According to information from the FBI documents, Nikola Tesla was an alien. In the archives of the FBI's official website, there is a very mysterious document that contains a very unusual statement regarding Nikola Tesla. And in addition, the declassified FBI dossier contains information about a certain George Washington Van Tassel, who was engaged in ufology and also worked on the Douglas, Hughes, and Lockheed planes in the 30s and 40s. And the text transcription is as follows. Margaret Storm has been assigned to certain work with the space people as follows. She is writing a book, Return of the Dove, a story of the life of Nikola Tesla, scientist, and the part is his inventions will play in the New Age. Much of the data for this book has been supplied to Mrs. Storm through transcripts received on the Tesla set, a radio-type machine invented by Tesla in 1938 for interplanetary communication. Tesla died in 1943, and the engineers did not build the Tesla set until after his death. It was placed in operation in 1950, and since that time, the Tesla engineers have been in close touch with spaceships. The space people have visited the Tesla engineers many times and have told us that Tesla was a Venusian, that is from Venus, brought to this planet as a baby in 1856 and left with Mr. and Mrs. Tesla in a remote mountain province in what is now Yugoslavia. Additionally, Margaret Storm, a woman who was tasked with writing a book on Tesla's remarkable life, was reportedly given information through a device that the scientists created in 1938 that was said to allow for interplanetary communication, quote-unquote. Allegedly, Storm even had contact with the so-called space people, and in an interview in May of 1959, Tesla was born on board a spacecraft and brought to this planet and placed in the care of Mr. and Mrs. Tesla. Storm claimed that Tesla was frequently in contact with his fellow Venusians, even visiting him from time to time. In the interview, she states that Tesla had many visitors who arrived in spaceships and that most of them have come from Venus. According to the Interplanetary Sessions newsletter, Margaret Storm had been assigned to certain work with the space people as follows. She's writing a book, Return of the Dove, the story of the life of Nikola Tesla, scientist, and that part his inventions will play in the New Age. And further, much of the information that Storm used to complete her book was apparently given to her through communication with the space people. The now declassified FBI document goes on to say, much of the data for this book has been supplied to Mrs. Storm through transcripts received on the Tesla set, a radio-type machine invented by Tesla in 1943, and his engineers did not build the Tesla set until after his death. It was placed in operation in 1950, and since that time, the Tesla engineers have been in close touch with spaceships. Few people have contributed more to the widespread adoption of electricity in today's world than Tesla, a man whose accomplishments range from pioneering the use of alternating current to experimenting with wireless transmission of electricity over the air. He had over 1,000 invention patents on record, including his 1905 patent known as the art of transmitting electrical energy through the natural medium, which was based on his belief that the Earth was a sort of electrical generator that could supply a nearly endless supply of energy. His triangle-shaped design became known as Tesla's electromagnetic pyramid. He explained that the location of the Egyptian pyramids was responsible for the power. Big Think wrote, he, that is Nikola Tesla, built a tower facility known as the Tesla Experimental Station in Colorado Springs and a Wardenclyffe Tower, or Tesla Tower, on the East Coast that sought to take advantage of the Earth's energy field. The locations were chosen according to the laws of where the pyramids of Giza were built, related to the relationships between the elliptical orbit of the planet and the equator. The design was intended for wireless transmission of energy. And based on the number of patents that Tesla had on record, in addition to the nearly 500 patents that he had either sold or did not register, Tesla would have had to have created an unbelievable 20 inventions every year. The Interplanetary Sessions newsletter seems to leave us more questions than answers. Still, it's a remarkable finding for those who believe in alien visitation to our world. And this is on Collective Spark by Vicky Verma, Hives and Wise. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box